Good day, Team Beast. And for those of you joining us for the very first time, thank you for clicking on Beast Capacity Outdoors. I'm your leader of Team Beast, Daddy Beast. And this is my Road to Vegas 2018. I'm hoping. Because as I've said, I've lost the main source of income, so Vegas might be out for me this next year in February, unfortunately. But we'll see. But anyhow, as always, Archery Practice Fridays are always brought to us by High Tech Archery, your one-stop ultimate archery pro shop for all your archery needs in Southern California. Located at 1912 West Commonwealth Avenue in the city of Fullerton, California. And if you don't happen to live in Southern California or in Fullerton or the Orange County area, then stop by online at htarchery.com. Alrighty, before we get way into this video, it's only going to be a short one. It's about 12 minutes long. There was some other footage, but it didn't work out, and so this is what you get, is a shot of me quartering away. But before we get going, I want to do some shout-outs. Be sure to go by and check out their channels here on YouTube. First one up, Jimi Ellis and the Ellis Army. Stop by his website, jimiellis.com, pick up some Ellis Army merch. And Primal Outdoors, Yankee Outdoor Adventures, Sinist Archery, Bow Junkie Media, Knock On Archery, and of course World Archery for all your competition videos. Be sure to stop by, like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell at the bottom so you get notifications when we've all made videos. You can get alerted when we have posted them up on YouTube. Now you see I don't wave my head all over the place as much anymore. And my hand on my release is up much higher, much flatter against my fat cheek. It does, I put a little bit more pressure on the string against my cheek. I don't know if that hurts or helps me any, but I have kind of gone through a little bit and tested out the theories of torque tuning on a bow. I did find that I was a little bit, my sight rail was a little further in than I should have it by about one notch. So I moved it out away from me one more notch, and my grooves became a little bit tighter. So I'd have to say somewhat, I didn't go fully into really testing it, but I did notice a difference between moving it out and moving it closer to me.
Getting a lot better. I found a new way to pull on the back tension to keep my wrist from doing that. I found that yeah, and then I found out too, I shoot in such a relaxed position that as soon as it releases, my hand breaks now after that. And now I've got it to where if I get it and I just tug just a little bit up here, a little bit more, I get that top pull like I'm supposed to get.
Now, one of the other things I did start doing as well too is I dropped that fourth finger off the top of my stand release, as you see here. The stand Black Pearl DS just isn't built for the way my hand is when I monkey pod, or however you want to call it, how you do that grip. The top portion of my hand, or bottom portion of the hand, the ring finger and the pinky finger sweep back a lot more than some of the other, than the stand does. The stand is pretty straight. The DS that I have is pretty straight. That's why I'm looking at possibly getting the Element. Jimmy has showcased it a couple times on his channel, and I kind of like the look of it. I'd probably switch to a 3-finger instead of the 4-finger, unless I can find a nice release that will have that backward sweep that I would need to fit all 4 fingers comfortably, because I like the feel of a 4-finger. I guess it would be a security blanket for me, I guess you'd say, of just having all 4 fingers on that release. And I feel a little insecure with just the 3, but with the Black Pearl stand that I have, or the stand Black Pearl I have now, it's more comfortable, and I get a better shot off now with removing my pinky off of the 4th finger position. I mean, I still do have a couple bad shots, and this day was no exception to the to the bad shots. I did figure out it was a little bit of my positioning in my addressing to the target. I was addressing the target. This was the triangle 3-spot, not the complete vertical in a line 3-spot. It was the pyramid-shaped one. And so I was addressing the target with my lead foot, my left foot, facing target number 1, spot number 1. So at the beginning, I'd shoot at 1, and I'd be just a little bit off because I had way open stance, a little too much, and then I just had to move and close it up a bit. And then I would shoot spot 2, and it would be great. Spot 2, which is the very top spot in the triangle, I actually hit very well. I stayed within the 9 and 10 rings, and even got a couple X's. And then I'd go and shoot spot 3, and wow, was I off. I was hitting the chili dippers in the blue, and yeah, it just wasn't good. And then by the end of practice, I did correct my addressing the target from the shooter's line. I moved to the, if you were facing the target, face on, left foot, right foot, one side of the box to the other side of the shooter box, on that line. I moved to the extreme right of that shooter's line, took a step back with my left, about half a step wide, put my stance about shoulders width apart, and then addressed the targets. And found that I had to take just like a little quarter step more back with my left foot, and then I was shooting all three dots in the yellow. I still didn't manage to hit an X spot on target 1 or 3, the bottom left and the bottom right, but my consistency stayed the same with the target, the spot 2, and I stayed within the yellow on those. But like I said, the bottom left and bottom right, spot 1 and 3, I was still a little off. Not as extreme on 3 as I was previously, so I did realize it was a stance. It was my addressing in my stance and form to the target. And for those of you that aren't understanding me when I'm saying addressing, it's how you straddle that line, where you place your feet in that box in relation to your target. Is what I mean by addressing. Like this right here, as you're seeing it, is addressing the target, which you don't see is how my feet are. So there we go. But if you notice, my back tension releases are getting better. In the next day or two, or tomorrow morning, I'm going to start a how-to video, probably finish the how-to video, but I'm going to do a how-to video on taking a 2x4 and a pallet, turning it into a target stand for one of the Morel bag targets. And I'll probably do that in a little bit of time lapse, a little bit of real time. So that way I can get my bag target up off the ground and I'm a little bit more comfortable of an angle. Looking hopefully get it at least 3-4 feet off the ground, the center dot. So that way I'm not angling down so much. And then of course I'll have something that's a little bit more mobile. I can put in almost a little bit of anywhere. But that'll be coming up. And then of course I am changing some of my arrows. I'm changing out feathers to vanes. I've got flex fletch vanes in 3-inch, and of course pink. That's my color. I'm gonna stay with three vanes per shaft. They're a little bit shorter in height, and an inch shorter than my 4-inch feathers that I have here. But I'm gonna still place them at the 1.5 inches from the end of the shaft to where the knock meets the shaft. So I could drop a little bit of the drag that happens with feathers for the stable flight, which is kind of cool. I love my 4-inch feathers. Don't get me wrong, I love the 4-inch right helical. Love it dearly. But I want to experiment with this. With the shorter, or shorter 3-inch vanes with the shorter height. I won't have as much drag as I would with the feathers, so I might get another maybe couple feet per second, maybe 3 or 4 feet per second, who knows. Don't have a chronograph to really tell, but I'll get a little bit more speed out of it. See how they go. Might even think about, or been thinking about, I shouldn't say might, I've been thinking about even moving up to the 120 grain points instead of the 100 grain points that I have on it now, and see how those fly. And then from that, you know, as I get closer to Vegas, or not going to Vegas, either way, towards the beginning of the year, I'm going to go ahead and purchase the Victory Arrows NVX 23s and build me some tournament arrows, because I'd like to get some more tournaments under my belt. But we're coming to the end of the video, and I'm gonna get on out of here. I've talked long enough, so remember, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell below. It's, right down on the, over that side. Smack the red button, smack the bell, hit the like, the thumbs up, and we'll see y'all later. Like always, be good, be kind. Team Beast, all the way.
Today.